Hey everybody, happy Friday. I hope everyone had a good week. I missed you all. Hope everyone had plenty of successes and comfortable, cozy moments throughout the rest of this week. And I hope everyone has a good weekend going forward, because here we are. Hey Godzilla, good to see you, fam. How you doing? Hope school went well this week. What's now, like the third week or something like that of the semester at this point? Something like that. September is really flying by when you think about it. Like, it is already September 22nd, and that to me is just crazy. I feel like this month literally just got started. Maybe it's because like the very beginning of this month, like weather-wise, climate-wise, felt just like the rest of the summer. Or felt just like the summer, you know? Maybe that's the reason why. I hate math, me frickin' too, dude. When I was in high school, I frickin' hated math. Like, yeah, no, math was just the worst. I was practically allergic to this shit. Oh my god. I used to feel like sometimes I'd feel like physically dizzy in math class. I'm like, oh my god, I can't handle this today. But stay strong, my guy. It'll all be over soon. It's gonna fly by here. And at the end of the day, remember, the numbers, they cannot harm you. They cannot harm you. Just cause a decent amount of emotional distress. Or was that just me? I don't know. But, oh, how was your friend's birthday? How did your game go? Did you win? You and Ultralord both, I remember you both had like fun birthday / Warhammer related activities to attend to this past weekend, last weekend. I was so jealous. I was like, oh man, I gotta get back into playing soon here myself. I will as soon as Celestine is finished, because I want to be able to put her down on the table before we go and try and play a full 2K point game. Good, no wins, but still fun all around. Nice, nice. Remind me, what were the armies that you were facing? Again, I don't remember those off the top of my head. Chaos Knights are really OP. Oh, that's right, Chaos Knights was one of them. Yeah, I've heard that like Chaos Knights, despite like the nerfs to the towering rules and to the fact that, and the nerf that disallows Titanic units to fire Overwatch anymore, I hear they're still like pretty nasty, especially because like they got some like pretty nasty melee range tricks. At least that's what I understand from what I've like read up on about them. Blood Angels and Chaos Marines with the Knight. Aha. I see. Which Chaos Space Marine Legion was it, or was it like a custom one? Thousand Suns, not Blood Angels. Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I hear Thousand Suns, they're kind of sitting pretty here lately too. Just Black Legion, okay, gotcha. Did you, was Abaddon in the list? Is Abaddon actually, is he still good? Like, I know he went up in points. I know there's been like a little bit of like talk in like chaos player spaces about how like it makes no sense for Abaddon to be as expensive as he is, because he's like, what? He's cheaper than, didn't someone say he's like cheaper than a couple of the Primarchs? Hang on, let me look this up real quick. 40k balance data slate. Yes. No, the Chaos Knight was enough. Oh, jeez. Dang, so he didn't even pack Abaddon. Like, your friend didn't even pack Abaddon? That's crazy. That's fucking wild. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up these points values real quick, because I want to see something. I want to follow up with this, Yeah, Abaddon is 310. Abaddon is 310. Okay, Lionel Johnson's 380, but then what about, for his Death Guard. Mortarion, I know he went down, actually, I think. He's 325. Okay, interesting. Okay, so he's not like, he's not more expensive than some of the other, like, popular Primarchs, but he is, like, on par in value with them, which I feel like isn't really reflected in his data sheet. Where's Rabute Guilliman? 380. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I was just curious about that. Yeah. That's crazy. Very, very interesting indeed. Wait, there's one other thing I wanted to check too. My goldfish ass brain, I swear to God. Where are you? Bellacore. Oh, Bellacore's 350. Okay. Interesting. I got beat the fuck down by a Bellacore once when I went up against a pure Chaos Demons list. This is like my local Warhammer store's like Escalation League they had. This list, it was like what? This is like back when whatchamacallits were really good. Not good, but like they were like pretty, like they were more usable than they are now. The what are they? Not the Zinj Flamers. We're not talking Zinj Flamer era, although I'll never forget that too. I don't know, it's eluding me right now. It'll come back to me later probably. Alright, so what are we here to do tonight? So, things are going to be pretty straightforward yet again. Y'all know we're working on a non-metallic metal Celestine paint job. We've made a pretty decent amount of progress. You know, we're still just getting started. There's still lots of, like, foundational work to do on her still. But, no, we're moving at a pretty decent pace, I'd say. So, the goal tonight is really just to, you know, basically finish like that same sort of foundational glazing we were doing right at the right up until the very end of last stream. I did do some work offline for Celestine. Y'all probably saw I think I posted that on my Instagram story earlier. I posted a little bit of an update. I did want to, like, you know, do a little bit of work offline just so we're not sitting here forever looking at the same, you know, the exact same thing the entire time, because like like doing non-metallic metal. Okay, I did. Thank you, Godzilla Ned. See, I appreciate you for looking at my stories, man. But yeah, no, we you know, glazing is a little bit like watching it's like watching paint dry, or watching grass grow, right? But hopefully what I managed to, you know, get done offline will be enough to sort of you know, help us move at a pretty, you know, decent clip, so that way we can get on to some of the other steps of this process, so I can show all of y'all. And yeah, that's about it. Other than that, other updates. Happy to be back with you all once again here. Thank you all for 134 subscribers. We're getting ever so closer to our 200 subscriber goal, which, reminder, the next step, the next stream after we hit 200 subscribers, me and Ultra Lord are going to hop on to Tabletop Simulator and play a nice little bat rep for you all. I'm probably going to play Sisters. Knowing him, he's probably going to play Thousand Suns, because that's his main army, or that's his favorite army. So yeah, should be fun. I've played Ultra Lord a couple of times in the past. He's been playing Warhammer way longer than I have, and he was also my first like 2 games of Warhammer 40k. So of course I lost, but that's okay though. I've gotten a little better since the last time I played him, so we'll see. We shall see how that goes once we get to 200 subscribers. So, as always, y'all, thank y'all so much for the continued support of my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you like what you see here. Also, don't forget to smash that notification bell. That way you know exactly when we go live every Friday night right here at youtube.com/Chimera Games. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream too, if you like what you saw here, because of course that goes a long way in helping to support the channel. And if you want to follow me on any of my social medias, all my social media links can be found in the description below. And actually, while you're here, Godzilla Nid, and before we go any further, it's time yet again, as we tend to do here together here at youtube.com/Chimera Games, and look at some of the work that some of our awesome friends here who hang out with us in the stream have been up to. Some of the projects that they've finished or that they've been working on in recent times. And of course, Godzilla Nid, I know you finished your Termagants You finished some. You say you called them low effort in the post, I remember, but like they are pretty freaking cool. So I am going to take a moment to shout you out, show those off real quick. Let me make sure I get the. Let me get Instagram up real quick. Oh, I have a message. I should probably respond to that soon. But yeah, here we go. Here are Godzilla Nids, Tyranid Termagants. Love, love, love them. I like the layering work you did on the green flesh. This is a, I love. I already told you before. I love your color scheme. I love the way it looks applied to the termies. This is really nice. Again, I know you call them low effort, but in my opinion, these still look oh so phenomenal, my guy. You didn't spend that much time on them. That's good. That's good because having to spend time on a lot of termagants is a fate worse than death. I probably would not wish such a fate on even my worst enemies. The one thing I am least looking forward to when it comes to when we eventually get to the Leviathan box Tyranids is definitely going to be painting 20 termagants. I don't know if I've ever actually no, that's not true. I have painted a large horde unit like that before. Way back when I got the Votan launch box, that came with 20 Hearthkin warriors. That experience nearly broke me. Oh, okay, slow, no lore. Oh, SLO, no layering, just speed paint. Oh, SLO, I thought you were using an acronym. You just meant also no layering, just speed paint. Oh, okay, bet. Ah, that's even better. Look at that. Amazing. But yeah, nice work on these, my guy. All right. Alright, so let's get to the painting. Just in time for the music transition. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about where Celestine is at, I guess, before we go any further. So actually I'm gonna flip her upside down. Well, it's upside down to me, but it'll be right side up for y'all. So that's why we're going to flip her around. Let me fix the camera real quick. Okay, so you might notice that compared to last time, her armor's got a few more highlights in places. Where there, yeah, of course, Godzilla, and I got you. She's got a few more highlights. After I finished the Leviathan Marines for my friend, it's Norn time. Nice. Oh, that's right, because your shipment came last week, which was excellent. Came in a nice, timely fashion. So where we've left off with Celestine, so she's got more highlights on her than she did before because I was looking at it over the course of this past week and like sitting on my desk and I was looking at it from like afar and I'm like, I don't think the armor is actually shiny enough. I think I need to apply. I need to block out more highlights so that the armor just sort of pops a little bit more. Because thinking about how I'm like sort of conceptualizing the light sources hitting her, I'm like, oh wait, that's not nearly enough. That's not nearly enough highlights. So I went and I added some more highlights and I started glazing over those just like I was before. I think I figured out what kind of not went wrong, but like what kind of fell off to me last time. I think my glazes were too thin. I think the issue was my glazes were just a little bit too thin. I've since learned by going back and looking at some more tutorials from Artist Opus, from Vince Venturella, who is a god among men, of course, and a few other YouTubers. I realized that there are a couple of key steps in like preparing your paint and also the brush for glazing that I was not aware of that I should like start incorporating in order to like actually get like the right consistency of paint that I want, basically. Because I know this is supposed to be a very slow, very gradual process, but like my instinct when we were working on it last week, when we were working on this project last week, was that it was actually moving too slow. I went and I looked at like videos where like people were showing off, glazing tutorials, and I noticed that the results they were getting, while still gradual, right, the lines between the different color blocks were disappearing faster than what we experienced sort of here. So I was like, okay, so something's wrong with my glazes. Now honestly, at the end of the day, having a glaze that's too thin is not a bad problem to have at all, because it's very easy to sort of repair, readjust from having a thin glaze, but layering it on too thickly, that's a bit more of a consequential mistake, right? So we're gonna be doing, I guess, a little bit of extra experimenting, still sort of, you know, feeling things out here, still trying to get used to like that glaze consistency, which is why this stream is titled the Glazing Training Arc, because there are probably going to be a number of mistakes made here tonight, but at the end of the day, even just, you know, especially looking at her through like the camera right now, like I'm looking at OBS right now at her, and I'm actually really happy with like I'm happy with where the highlights are. I'm happy with how this is looking so far. I'm very excited to get to the rest of this and finish, you know, this very crucial step here. So overall, we're moving on up slowly but surely. Hey, Ultra Lord, what's good, bro? Thanks for stopping in, man. How you doing? How was your week? How's that project coming along? So yeah, so that's where we're at with her. So there you go. There's your sort of pretext, your context. I've also busted the wet palette back out because I realized also in my sort of like preparation for this stream that wet palette is actually definitely preferable, just so that our paint remains workable for longer, because you don't get a lot of paint in these Citadel pots, so I definitely want to make it stretch for as long as it, you know, it will. So yeah, we are back to the wet palette in addition to that. And I think before we go any further, I think I want to block out a few more highlights, and I've also come to the determination too that the decals on her armor, like the little fleur de lis, and of course like the wings on her left shoulder here, I definitely want to make those white as well. So we're gonna also block out these in our German camo beige World War II color from Vallejo, this khaki color that's also on like the scroll and the birds, just so we can have that prepared for later on. And then we're gonna stop there because I don't want to, you know, fuck up the non-metallic metal we're working on around that. Week was decent. I've been working on, oh nice, you've been working hard on those Swedes for Cold War, those 50mm Cold War Swedes. Very nice, very nice. You definitely got to send up some pictures once that's done. Okay, so let me look. Taking a quick look here. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna block in a few more highlights, I think, too. That is the determination I have come to. All right, but before we go any further, we'll call this a little bit of a warm-up before we go like any further into the actual like meat and potatoes of the painting. Oh shit. Oh my god, don't you love when random shit lands on your models while you're painting them? But good thing I cemented this on pretty well, because that did not break at all. Oh my god. But yeah, one more time, just for demonstration purposes, here it is, German camo beige World War II from Vallejo model color. That's going to be the base for all of our white parts on the model. Ultralord, how many models roughly would you say are like your army for that game consists of? Because like 15mm, that's a really small size. I'm supposed to play a game tomorrow. Oh, nice, with them. So I had to build and prime them all before I could finish any completely. Word, okay. Does the building process take like the same amount of time, or is it like kind of faster since they're smaller models? I'm asking you a lot of questions about this, but I'm genuinely so curious. Because I don't play a lot of historical games. I don't play any, I mean, you know me, I don't play any historical games. Not yet, at least. Who knows, might get into bolt action in the future. Gosh, Christian, just shit me off to the retirement home already, why don't you? Jeez Louise. Oh my god, actually, both of you, Godzilla and Ultralord, I don't know if y'all saw, but actually, if you go to my, not my most recent post, but my second most recent post where I show off my hobby setup, the reason why I submitted that is because Redgrass Games, they're doing a giveaway right now for their wet palette, a hobby lamp, and their paint handle. And basically all you have to do is submit a photo. You have to upload a photo to your feed of your hobby corner, use the 2 hashtags that are in the caption of my post, and then you're in. And the deadline to enter, I think, is Monday. I don't know which time on Monday, but I know it's on Monday because Monday is the 25th. So I just wanted to let you boys know in case you're interested in that too, want to get in on the action. Me personally, I know I could really use a new wet palette because while the Army Painter one is great starting out, I am starting to like not find issues with it, but like I'm starting to learn that it's, or starting to come to the realization that it just won't fit like all of my needs for very much longer, I fear. So yeah, there's a little PSA for you boys if you're interested. Alright. And you know what, just so y'all can see my palette. You've never used a wet palette? So the thing about wet palettes is that, first of all, I really like mine. I really like my wet palette. I'm moving my face cam over so y'all can see the entire wet palette a bit better. It's great for long paint sessions, Godzilla, because of course it keeps your paint like activated and ready to use, prevents it from drying up, which is really nice. Helps you to save money on paint too. Like, I don't know the exact math honestly, but like I've definitely spent a lot less on paint ever since I got a wet palette, because I didn't have to replace my paints as much, you know. So that's a big bonus right there if there ever was one. But yeah, and it's great too for like working on and like experimenting with like different thinning techniques and different types of painting beyond just like layering too. If you want to glaze, a wet palette's very useful for that, of course. But yeah, and the Army Painter one is great because it's pretty affordable and gets the job done. The reasons why I am considering, or I'm interested in potentially a new one, is that while I do like this palette, it's a little too small for me, for my liking, now that I'm like working with more colors per project basically than I ever used to. And also too, so the way this one works is you got the hydro pad, which is basically like a sponge, which holds all the water, and then you have to lay over some like special paper. You basically lay over tissue paper on top of it, and it comes with the tissue paper you need. Some sheets of it. And it's really that second bit that gets me, because it's like, oh, okay, it's like if you run out, you got to go get more and stuff. Whereas there are newer, more modern wet palettes which actually have a reusable membrane. So like the hydro pad and the paper are kind of basically one, and all you have to do is just wash it off at the end of each paint session, and it's ready to use again. And that's, I think, the one that Redgrass Games' wet palette is like that. Oh, you bought one, Ultralord? I didn't know that. Yeah, they take some getting used to, but once you're used to it, it's like really great actually. It's a really great hobby tool, I must say. Gonna zoom in for y'all so you can see what I'm doing over here a little bit better. Hey Flacco, what's good, Mo? How you doing? See, here we go. See, like, that's one fleur-de-lis, and we're gonna paint the one on the other leg too. But yeah, that's what I'm blocking out right now. Oh yeah, that's gonna look really nice once that's all finally finished. Also, the 15mm stuff takes about the same time actually for all different materials. Like the plastic tanks were about... Hang on, I can't see the number because of the stupid emote button. Hold on. We're about 15 pieces. Resin metal is like 5 pieces per tank. Interesting. So... Oh, interesting. So like they come in, or I don't know if this is like a thing because of like how old the game is, or because like they just do this that way, but like they all come in like different types of material. Is it like the infantry that are like metal pieces? See, I love how great the detailing on this armor is, because like normally with other sisters models, gotta go have dinner, be right back in a bit. All right, Godzilla, bone apple teeth, as the French say. No, but like the way these details are like very like nice and poppy, like nice and elevated, just makes this so much easier to paint. Normally on other sisters models, I'd be like terrified to paint even like the shoulder details, because like they're not very well defined on most sisters models, so like it ends up being kind of a tricky situation getting those details to look good, which is of course, you know, something you obviously want to do. But yeah, this German camo beige for layering purposes is basically our shadow color for all the white parts of the model. And then when we get to painting like the scrolls versus the birds, we'll have some fun putting some different variations on the layering from there, so everything can have a little bit more visual variety despite having very similar base coats. Not very similar base coats, the same base coat. Really. Oh yeah, that's gonna look excellent when it's finally done. I know I've said this tons of times before on stream, y'all, but like when you start picking out the details, that's when painting really gets fun. That's when shit really gets good. Starts to come up and out of that ugly duckling phase that me and Nikki were talking about last week, you know. The ugly duckling phase can be the most harrowing, because it's like you really don't know like where the project is going. Ultra Lord Godzilla Nid, y'all can definitely relate. I know Godzilla Nid went to go get dinner and everything, but yeah, y'all get me though. Y'all get me. Okay. There we go. Oh my gosh, this, I'm so excited with how this looks, you guys. Whew. Gotta stay strong, gotta stay optimistic, because man, this process is going to be brutal. It is going to be long, it is going to be arduous, but ultimately we will come out the other side stronger. A stronger painter, stronger person. So basically the company that makes the 15mm game has plastics for the most common armies and units, and their metal resin stuff for the more niche things. Ah, got you. Are the Swiss more niche? Well, I guess they would be thinking about it, because it's not like you got like the Soviet Union or like the United States or anything like that. I guess in the context of the Cold War, it's like if you're not one of those two, it kind of gets like pretty niche from there. Imagine that soundbite being taken out of context. Like the entire US, Germany, the Britain and Russian lines for their World War II games are plastic. Ah, I see. Nice. All right. Let's see here? Oh, I missed a little bit of a spot right here. Cover that up real quick. There we go. Make sure that's all nice and balanced. And the Swiss are very new and pretty unique. They made almost all their own equipment because they were neutral or not NATO war. So, oh yeah, right. Gotcha. Interesting. I did not know that little tidbit of history. Huh. You learn something new every day. Okay. Make sure we got all the details you wanted to pick out. I believe we did. Very nice. Oh wait, so to get a little bit more of this wing right here. Got a touch of water. Okay. There we go. Perfect. All right. Wash that brush off. Okay. Now to decide where to go next. So... let's see, because remember our light sources for Celestine, we're imagining them hitting her basically like an X, in an X formation. So like if I put like my fingers over the center of the model, it's like the lights are hitting her from all 4 points of this X, right? Or 4 out of 5. Not the center point, but you get my point, right? So if that's how we're conceptualizing the light sources hitting her, then we have to consider how the light is bouncing off of... Hold on. Her thigh here probably could use a little bit more reflections, actually. That actually might be a good place to put them. Yeah. Might do that. Might increase the reflections on the left, or on the right thigh right here. And then we might also... Her boots need a little bit more too. Okay, that's fine. We can make that work. I'm gonna shake up the Bestigor flush. Now let's get right back to it. What is this? Oh, Nikki just messaged me on Instagram. Got parent-teacher or like parent-school night for his daughter's preschool. It's her first year of preschool. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. And he sends his regards. Appreciate you, Nikki. Oh my God, speaking of Nikki, I gotta show y'all something crazy. So, Nikki is also working on a Celestine right now himself. He's also doing non-metallic metal. Sorry, I had to help my grandmother with something, so I missed anything you said about my last comment. Oh, I didn't say much. Don't worry. I was just saying like, oh, like, I got you. I didn't know that historical fact. I thought that was interesting. Is all I said. Real quick though, I wanted to show. Let me go and find Nikki's page. He can't be here tonight, but. He where's this? I think he put it on his story. Yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. So he's working on a non-metallic metal Celestine himself. He's doing a chrome paint job, and it's like still in the early phases, but like let me show you all this. Like that's really freaking cool. I've never seen anyone do chrome. And look, this caption really captures the whole mood. Extremely early color blocking of chrome. Just need to do about 40,000 hours more of glazing to blend it. So true, but I love the way this looks. Oh my goodness. Also, shout outs to him too for low-key like providing a little bit of I guess inspiration for like how to block out the reflections on our Celestine too, because this is what I saw earlier, and I saw like the way he did these shoulder pads. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I think I actually want to like expand on the shoulder pad area a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to show this off, give him a shout out, because I thought that looked sick even though it's so early on. Yeah, I know, right? It is crazy. I agree, Ultra Lord. I freaking agree. Okay, so we're gonna zoom back out, go to the wet palette, and not knock over our camera. There we go. All right, cool. Right, so, well, first we're gonna work with a bit of a layer consistency paint, because we are gonna block out some additional highlights on her leg and stuff, like we said, and on her boots as well, because I realized those spots could use a little bit of TLC as well. Thinning Citadel paints is tricky, not because the paints themselves are, you know, tricky to thin, although lighter colors such as this sort of like orangish yellow that is Bestigor flesh are typically kind of tricky. But just the fact that the Citadel paints don't come in dropper bottles but pots instead does sort of complicate the process of thinning them, because it makes measuring out the paint a bit trickier than it has to be. But it's not impossible though. It's not impossible, just kind of tricky. Just got to be kind of delicate with it and a little attentive, you know. So yeah, that reflection is going to go all the way up her thigh right there. Pull back in, or punch back in so y'all can see that. Yeah, that's gonna go in right there, sort of finish off that section of the leg. I'm also gonna flesh it out a little bit right here too. It's also gonna help us to restore a little bit of the color that I accidentally took away. I accidentally took away a little bit too much of the Bestigor flesh brightness when I was doing those initial rounds of glazing last time. Whoopsie daisy. So there's that, and then we're also going to do the boots down here as well. Just add a little bit of a skosh, like right here. Yeah, just a little skosh, like right there. That'll work. And right here as well. A little bit right there. A little bit right there. I decided that my paint for this part should be a little thinner, just to help with the blending down of it later on, just so that the lines aren't quite as hard, aren't quite as harsh. I'm also gonna flesh out this reflection right here, I think, too, on her in her sword arm, the upper part of her sword arm. I think we're gonna also do that up a little bit too. Not much, but just enough. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. Creep a little bit up to the armpit right there. Perfect. And then I think we're also going to do the same thing, although a little more gently over here. Perfect. Okay, all right, awesome. Now let's swap back over to the Scrag Brown and start doing that ever so important glazing I've been spending so much time talking about. Ultra Lord, I don't know if you were here when I said this, but I figured out through some experimentation and some YouTube studying between this time and last time that part of my issue I was having before was that my glazes were a little too watery and therefore a little too thin. I learned recently about how you have to sort of wick some of the excess moisture from the paintbrush before you move in to do the actual application of the glaze. That way it like dries on better. That's why it was taking so long. That's why it was taking so long to dry last time. Because like even though glazes will generally dry slower because they're wetter, they're not supposed to take like an insane amount of time, I've discovered. So, which they kind of were last time. So, we are going to fix that. And actually, I'll demonstrate how exactly we're going to fix that by asking you to turn your attention to the wet palette over here on the side, because, well, basically, here's how we're going to do this. So, from my studying, the steps I've gathered to get a decent glaze consistency are so. So first of all, we want paint down onto the palette. Yeah, it does. Yeah, Ultra Lord. So let me make sure we got a good target zone so y'all can see it too. Okay, right here is good. Perfect. So paint down onto the wet palette. Pretty straightforward. Gonna clean the brush off. See, this is why I'm saying, like, with Citadel paints, glazing is tricky, because ideally I wouldn't have scoped with my brush. I would have just like you know, sort of squeezed it out and measured it out carefully with a dropper bottle. But I've only dabbled in glazing for painting for painting like, oh, I see, for painting like lenses and stuff, you mean? Almost forgot to flesh it before I go any further. Almost forgot to flesh out the shoulder reflection right here on this side. Almost forgot I said I wanted to do that. Yeah, lenses. Oh, bet. Okay, gotcha. Let's see. Get that right there. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's it. That looks good. That looks better. Yeah. And actually, the entire shoulder rim actually is going to catch that light now that I think about it, so we actually need to cover the entire thing, and actually it's already all covered here on this side, so we're good on that front. Grab that edge right there, I suppose. Okay. Yeah, okay. Nice. Okay, so moving back to the glazing steps though. So paint's on the wet palette, right? I'm just gonna start taking like little brush loads of water, moving the paint down into it. This is like what, one full brush load of water pretty much. I think that should be good. That looked pretty good. I've also learned that lighter colors are apparently trickier to glaze with because they have... Is it because they have more or less pigment in it? Hold on, I'm trying to remember. It's because they have less pigment in it. It's because they have less pigment in them, which means that, you know, the point at which where you thin it so much that the paint kind of just sort of falls apart and can no longer cling to surfaces is a lot, that threshold is a lot lower than it is for a darker paint like our dark Prussian blue or something like that, right? So there's that to account for as well. And actually, to that end, one of the other key things I discovered too is because of that, Scrag Brown, because of that fun fact, Scrag Brown itself does not require very much thinning in order to reach that glaze consistency at all, which is why it seems like one paintbrush load was enough. And then the last step you want to do is you want to take your paintbrush, very gently touch it to your paper towel, and then you notice how like the paint's just sort of like the paint slash water just sort of like gently blooming onto the paper towel. You basically want to keep gently dabbing the brush until that no longer happens, which it's stopped at this point. I'm gonna test it on my finger, and yeah, that's barely, you can't even see that really. You can kind of see it, but it's like barely visible. This is exactly what we want in terms of application, in terms of thinness, everything. So there we go. That's gonna be my paint thinning technique going forward for preparing glazes. Shout outs to Vince Venturella, the king he is. Okay, back to painting now. Finally back to glazing. Yeah, it's still pretty thin, but there are definitely more results. It's definitely, I can definitely see like the shift a bit better than I could the first go around. Like, this is definitely doing something, as opposed to before. I couldn't really tell if it was doing anything at all because of how thin my glaze actually was without me realizing. Yeah, wicking that excess moisture off, that's the key step right there. Because the issue before was that my paint wasn't really clinging at all to the model. And it was just way too thin. Which is why I felt like I was sort of treading water and going nowhere. Yeah, what's good, Jordan? How you doing, bro? Good to see you, Chief. Just getting some more glazing done here. Hold on. Punch in a little bit more for y'all. Christian, try not to move out of frame. Challenge difficulty level. Give it a medium. I don't know. Maybe y'all could be the arbiters of that. Also, I need to start being more systematic about how I go about glazing too, so I remember where I am too. Okay, so I've already done most of this leg, but we're gonna just work our way up this leg for the rest of it. And as you can see, all of our edges are very gradually, but most certainly beginning to disappear. These hardline edges. And that's what we want at the end of the day, is for them to basically go bye-bye. Another thing I've discovered too is I'm probably gonna end up going back and forth glazing with the Scrag Brown and the Bestigor Flesh until everything is like smoothed out to the exact way that I want it to be. Uh-oh. Got a little bit on the cape there. Gonna really quickly wick that off. If we can't get that all off, that's fine. This color, my dark Prussian blue, will cover that up really nicely because dark Prussian blue is such a, well, dark color. Mr. Walker, what have you been up to this week, man? So that's both legs done. So now glaze. Here. Then we can do this entire arm right now too while we're at it. Get the thigh down here too. Whew. Man, when they said this shit be gradual, they were not kidding. Mm-mm-mm. Whew. Okay. There we go. Okay. Go back and do this thigh now. There we go. Oh yeah. That's actually really starting to disappear now. Yeah, okay. There we go. Yeah, that's definitely the right consistency now at this point. Yeah, a few more layers of this and we'll be good to go. This is what we've been wanting the entire time, really. There we go. Oh, you know what? There's one more fleur-de-lis we missed. It's right there on the front of her collar. I'm gonna get that real quick too. Don't need much paint. I have a little bit too much on my brush. Hold on. Here we go. And we're gonna pick out this detail. This little detail right here. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Nice. See, when the further away I look at her, the more optimistic I get about this project, because the blending we're doing, the glazing we're doing, is really starting to have an impact now. Like the solid, like the single solid piece of metal type of illusion we're going for, it's definitely getting stronger. It's definitely getting stronger. Actually, it's getting, whoa, sorry, I just had like a moment of realization there. Like, it's actually getting like so much stronger than I initially intended, or not intended, sorry, than I initially thought. Like, if I pull away from the model, you can kind of start to see what I mean. Yeah, for yourselves. Already the hard lines are starting to really disappear now, which is good. That's literally exactly what we want. Get that focus back in. Punch back out a little bit more. Right, that was about where we had it. Yes, there we go. Okay. All right. And any mistakes we make, if we over course correct. Actually, let me do the wings real quick too. Almost forgot about the wings. Can't forget about the wings. I need to make more glaze. Load up my brush a little bit more. There we go. There we go. We'll hit the wings right here. Blend that out. Oh yeah, that's literally perfection. Oh yeah, I can feel myself getting more and more used to the consistency we need for this, which is of course a good thing. Yeah. Okay. You know, I just realized I didn't put any reflection points on the back here, which is kind of sus. We can fix that though real quick. Grab some more Bestigor flesh and just apply it here and there. Almost had a rogue drop of water ruin that paint mixture right there. And in fact it kind of did. Hold on. There we go. Alright. Mixture restored. Moving on. I don't like that. Hold on. Oh yeah, I definitely kind of fucked that up. Hold on. No worries though. Here we go, here we go. Just reload here a little bit. There we go. Whew. All right, let's keep going. Go. Let's see, is that dry? Yes, it is dry. Okay, so we can actually fix this now too. Get a much better coat of paint on there for sure. Maybe do a little bit of that. Yeah. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, where did this rogue Bestigor flesh on my fingers come from? Aha! The back of the paint pot. There it is. Okay. Ooh, I always get wary when rogue paint appears on my fingers. I'm like, what the fuck? Where did you come from? But it's all good though. Start to reclaim a few of these highlights on the very tips of the halo. Yeah. A little more there, a little some right there. Okay, perfect. We can let all that dry now. Alright, back to more glazing. There we go. What color is her hair gonna be when you're all done? I was thinking black with white stripes. I was thinking black with white stripes instead of just doing like the straight white, you know. Kind of give her the classic Morven Vol look, you know. Except the Celestine rendition of it, of course. It's a little thick, but actually I think I want this one to be a little thicker than a Snicker. I think I want this one to be a little thicker than before. So that's fine. Oh, there's a fleur. Oh, there's fleur de lis on her gauntlets right here. Right here on the top part of the arm. There's a fleur de lis here and a fleur de lis here that I missed. I'm gonna have to paint those khaki. Do that here in a little bit. Okay, I need to go finish going up this side of the model first though with my glazes. Like I said, any coloration lost to all this glazing we've been doing, that you know, if it's like, if I want to bring back some of that brightness, we will be doing another glazing round only with the Bestigor flesh instead to sort of repair. So there's that as well to keep in mind. This shoulder pad is actually starting to look really freaking good, I gotta say. Yeah, okay. Nice. Very nice. Okay. While I'm thinking about it still, I'm gonna go ahead and hit those extra fleur de lis that we missed before. Overall, this is going much better than the other night for sure. Not that the other night was going like badly or poorly or anything, but I mean, y'all were there. We did feel as though we had a little bit of hiccups, a few hiccups here and there, but fuck it, we ball. This There we go. Let's see. Can I hit the other side of this fleur-de-lis? Yes, I can if I kind of bend it like Beckham in this general direction. I'll be okay. And we won't worry we won't stress too much about that because that's a barely visible part of the model anyway. So I'm not going to stress myself out too much to get full coverage there. Because otherwise we'd be here all night. But we got like 95% coverage, which is about as good as can be expected when it comes to those tinier, more invisible parts. Oh! I just felt my back crack in the most tremendous way. Oh yeah, that unlocks some inner gates right there for sure. Woo! My word. Just gotta clean my hands off a little bit, just so we don't get paint where there's not supposed to be any paint. I gotta take a quick look, see where we're at. Yeah, I think this is a good place to swap over to Bestigor Flesh now. Make sure I don't need to do any particular thing. Let's see. Yeah. I think at this point we're ready to move into refining. So let's take a look at where we're at. I could definitely use some refinement in some areas for sure. Alright, I'm gonna get some fresh Bestigor flesh. Actually, before we do that, I'm gonna do one more round of glazing on the wings. Also learned over the course of my prep for this too that the goal isn't to necessarily get the lines to fully disappear. Not really, but just enough to the point where it's like just about satisfactory. Because we have a lot more layers to go, at least in this initial step. And this initial step is what I mean. Because we have a lot more layers to go. We have a lot more layers to go in other colors, most of which are darker than our scrag brown. So we gotta have some space to put those in too, you know, so slot those in there where they belong too. So yeah, we will be okay. This is still early steps. Early phases. Good lord, I'm so tired. It has been a long week. Although I will say, I think the reason why I generally feel more tired at the end of this week than I did last week is because I feel a lot less stressed. I've been holding on to I feel like I've been holding on to like a lot of tension in my body, especially back when it was like super hot like a couple weeks ago when that heat wave pulled through. Oh, that was terrible. But now I can relax a little bit more, especially now that my favorite season is here. And life for me here lately has just gotten a lot more stable, I guess you can say. Things are kind of Jay chilling now. We kind of weren't Jay chilling for a little bit there, you know, but we're Jay chilling now. So I'm happy with that. Do anything interesting this week? Let's see. Did I do anything interesting this week? Let's see. Did I do anything particularly interesting this week? I mean, other than read all the Chainsaw Man that I have on me right now, and then went and got more and read that too. The Barnes & Noble near me has up to volume 12, which is like chapter 104. Whew. What else did I do interesting this week? Got a high score in Tetris, which was pretty fun. What else? Saw some friends on Wednesday night, had a blast with them. We just went out, got a quick bite to eat. But it was nice to like do that in the middle of the week. Lately here I've been like very focused on sort of breaking up my daily routine. And like by extension my weekly routine as well. You know, trying to just avoid the habit of going straight home after work, and you know, kind of just sort of getting my sort of like New York venturing spirit sort of back up and running, because ever since I moved all the way, I moved like pretty far away from where I used to be, kind of far away from like what I used to, kind of what I like used to know, you know. Some days it's like hard because sometimes I just want to go like straight home after work because my commute's pretty long now and everything. But I don't know, just that monotony was starting to sort of get to me, so I made a determination in my mind that I had to, you know, do something about that. So I have, and I think the result, I think it's working. Personally, I think it's working because I feel a lot happier than I did before I made that determination. So yeah, and we take little wins like that. It's actually not a little win. It's actually, I think, in my mind, that's a pretty big win to me. So yeah, there's the answer to your question right there, Ultralord, I guess. Let's get this Bestigor flesh glaze operational here. This is a tricky color to glaze with because it's so light, and it being a yellow paint, it's so chalky by default compared to, yeah, see, that's not gonna quite do. That's not quite gonna, let me try this out on the model real quick, actually. Oh, you know what, that's actually not terrible. Hold on. Maybe just like a touch more water. Yeah, see, this ship reaches the point of breakup so quickly. I totally get the city exploring thing. When I was living in Richmond, it was always something I had to push myself to do because going straight home is super easy to fall back to. And Richmond is way smaller than NYC. Yeah. It's that work grind, man. And I'm sure, like, your grind in the lab, whew, that shit must be so intense. Can't even imagine how intense that must be for you on the daily. The thing with my lab work is it's just me and my computer. Like, there's not a big company around me or anything. Like, when I would go into the lab, I was usually the only person there. Wow. Oh yeah, because it's just you and the AI basically, right? Oh yeah, that's literally what you just said. You literally just said you and your computer, and that's it. My bad. My bad. Dang, yeah. And then like you're in there for like what, 6, 7 hours at a time, or is that a low ball estimate? Very antisocial line of work, sadly. Yeah, it sounds like it. That sounds really tough. Yeah, you know me, man. I'm a not even self-proclaimed. I just am a social butterfly. I don't know what I would do in a position like yours, honestly. Yeah, 6 to 8 hours is about right. Damn. Shit, dude. And I'm guessing this is a computer that they have there in the lab, right? The one good thing is I get to choose my hours, so that's nice. What oh, excuse me, what hours do you typically choose for yourself then? The one. When I was in Richmond, I used the PC in the lab. Now I'm using my personal one begrudgingly. Oh. I'm guessing, what, it's a bit of a downgrade in your opinion? Well, not in your opinion, but you know what I mean. I usually work from 10:30 to anywhere from like 5:30 to 7 o'clock. Okay, so at least you don't have to get up super early. That's nice how you can just sort of wake up at a halfway decent hour and then go clock in and everything. Get your work done. As opposed to having to wake up at the ass crack of dawn. Which is never fun for anyone. Oh yeah, so getting the counter glaze of Bestigor flesh on is actually like really starting to reveal to me like where we're actually going with all of this. Actually, my PC is better, but it's slowly killing it running the. Oh damn! Like, what? I mean, I don't know how much you can necessarily say about it, but like, what about the process? What about the process is so harsh on your computer? It kills the GPU. It's like running your car at high RPMs for like, Jesus. So like the one part of your computer that's like the hardest to replace right now. Damn. Hate to see it. Oh my god, wait, this is actually starting to pull together now, you guys. Holy shit. Wait, yeah, restoring like the brightness. Oh my god. Looks good on the monitor too. Probably gonna have to take another Scrag Brown pass. But that's okay. We will do what we need to do. It's really all about the direction of your brushstrokes is so freaking important here, because when it comes to the direction of your brushstroke is so important because when it comes to painting in general, the most amount of paint is always deposited where the brushstroke ends, not where it begins. Which I think I mentioned last time, and probably everyone else, everyone who's in this chat right now knows exactly that already, but worth mentioning in case that is a newfound factoid for someone who's watching right now. And speaking of those of you watching, thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. That way you know exactly when we go live right here at youtube.com/Chimera Games, right here at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time every Friday night. Don't forget to hit the notification bell too, so you'll be notified on all your devices, of course, when we go live. And also, don't forget to leave a like too on the stream, you guys, because that, of course, goes a long way in helping out the channel. And thank you very much once again for your continued support. I will say, after this project is done, I will never touch this fucking color ever again. Bestigor Flesh. Hello, you're redlining your PC. Oh my god, Jordan, no. Yeah, you're kinda right, though. Have y'all ever seen that anime movie, Redline? It's actually a pretty fun movie. Definitely one of those ones that was definitely made like while like the creative team like behind it was on drugs, but fun time all the same. Fun time all the same. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is looking really good. Oof. Yeah. This is starting to look like something. I'm very excited about that. Okay. Okay. We'll let these glazes dry a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty much what happens when you get thousands of parameters that you have to calculate integers, and not integers, integrals for. Sheesh. I always find it so mind-boggling to think about like how many computations. I always find it so mind-boggling how many computations like today's computers can really handle. Like that to me is just like, that's fucking wild to me, man. Fucking hell. Alright, while we are waiting on our glazes to dry, I propose we hit up today's movie grid. Actually, not today's movie grid. I actually already have solved today's movie grid, but we're gonna go and find... Oh, this is a good one. Okay. I haven't done this one yet. Alright, check it. Here we go, guys. Here's an old movie grid. This isn't from today. Today's is different. But that way y'all can, you know, if you wanted to go off and do today's yourself, you can avoid spoilers, but okay. Chris Evans and Ana de Armas can only be one movie. That's gotta be Knives Out. Chris Evans released from 05 to 2015. That can be literally anything. I'm gonna go for a deep cut here and go Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Yeah, because what? Silver Surfer was 2007, that's what I thought. Okay, I wasn't sure, because I knew like the first Fantastic Four was like 05, or might have been 04, so it would have been just outside of this range, so I'm glad that worked. I used to love this movie as a kid. Genre comedy featuring Chris Evans. That's going to be Scott Pilgrim versus the World. If it counts, it counts. Perfect. That's the second time I've used Scott Pilgrim versus the World in a movie grid. Actually, I'm pretty sure I used this in the movie grid that we did together on last stream too. So there we go. Okay, Ryan Gosling released from 2005 to 2015. La La Land does not count because that was 2017. Ryan Gosling. I'm pretty sure Drive was released within that date range, right? Yeah, there we go. Drive was released in that date range. Okay, Ryan Gosling comedy. Does Barbie count as a comedy? You hear about Danny Rick, Christian? Wait, is there new news about him? He's supposed to be... Wait, hold on. Whoa, hold on. Hold on. This is worth... Hold on. This is worth derailing the movie grid for. Hold on. In all caps, no less. Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, let's fucking go! I called that shit! I called it! Danny Rick and Yuki Tsunoda, let's freaking go! Aww. Oh, I feel bad for Liam though. I mean, I get it. Liam just has like they're trying to rely on experience, and like let's be real, the AlphaTauri needs like an experienced driver because that car is ass. Damn. Okay. Nice. Ah, broke like pretty near the top of stream. Okay. Wow, he's 34. He does not look 34. He looks like 30. But anyway, wow. Okay. Good stuff. And Liam's reserve, okay, I can accept that. I mean, Liam, he's done a great job filling in for the team, so I really do hope like he does get like an actual full-fledged Formula One seat soon. I can see him taking Checo's seat. If I'm being real, I can see him taking Checo's seat if Checo doesn't shape the fuck up, because he's been doing terribly lately. All right. Oh my God, hold on. I gotta see. Let's see. I gotta text my friend who's also into Formula One, like you, Jordan. Hold on, Danny and Yuki locked in. There we go. I'm pretty sure the next time I open Instagram on my personal, I'm gonna see their post about it. All right, let's keep going with these movies though. I'm like 99% confident that Barbie counts as a comedy, so I'm gonna put it down there. Okay, nice. There we go. Ryan Gosling, Ana de Armas. I swear to God, that actually was Drive. I'm gonna flip. Jonah Hill in comedy. I mean, that's literally like all the movies he's ever been in. So like, let's just pick one. I'll pick. This is the End because it's the one of his I've seen the most recently. Why not? Let's see. Jonah Hill released from 2005 to 2015. I think 21 Jump Street was out by 2015. Yes, it was. Okay, perfect. All right. Jonah Hill and Ana de Armas. I have no idea for these two. Ryan Gosling and Ana de I'm gonna take a wild guess and say this one is supposed to be Blade Runner 2049. Oh my God, I'm so freaking good. Let's go. Okay, nice. I've only seen this movie twice, but I remember her being in it like toward the beginning. So I was like, wait a second. So like this is like Ana de Armas and Ryan Gosling. Like there's not a lot of like in terms of like their careers and like the work that they do. There's not a lot of crossover there. So I was like the only possible movie I can think of is like the one that sticks out the most from like Ryan Gosling's recent career. Oh, The Gray Man. That's a good one too. I just saw your chat pop up, Jordan. Yeah, that would have been a good one too. Wait, who was in The Notebook? I don't remember The Notebook. Let's see. Ghosted top left. Oh, Ghosted. I forgot about Ghosted. I'm trying to think of movies for Jonah Hill and Ana de Armas. Fuck it, if I take the L, I'll take the L. What was the movie? I got Drive. Drive's in the middle, so I can't reuse it. Jonah Hill and Ana de Armas. Jonah Hill and Ana de Armas. Oh my God. It wasn't, no, that was the one with Channing Tatum in it. Channing Tatum I was thinking of Foxcatcher, but that's Channing Tatum. There's some, like, it was some drama that Jonah Hill did in, like, 2017, 2018. He was, like, either a journalist or so. I remember there being, like, it's, like, the scene from, one of the scenes from the trailers, like, he was sitting down in, like, an interview room. Looked like an interrogation room. Oh, I don't remember what for the life of me it's called, though. But also, Ana de Armas could have also been in... Shit. I don't know. I'm I give up. I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark and say... Okay, that's it. Okay, it wasn't super bad. War Dogs! Oh my... Oh, super bad could have been here and here, too. That makes sense. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, I forgot about Not Another Teen Movie. I forgot all about that one. Hey, Godzilla, welcome back, fam. How you doing? Good to see you. We were just doing a little bit of movie grid action while we were waiting on some parts of Celestine to dry. War Dogs, that was a good pick. I could have definitely... I only saw this movie once, right when it came out. Apparently, I mean, 100% of people guessed it, so that must have been the only right answer. But yeah, not bad. I liked this one. This was a good grid. I'd give this grid like a solid 8 out of 10. Yeah. Wait, where did people... Oh yeah, everyone put Drive in the middle. That makes sense. Knives Out top left. That makes a lot of sense too. Yeah, yeah. All right. I've seen a lot more Jonah Hill comedies than I thought. Sadly, no, no Godzilla, Ned. Sadly, no Godzilla movies. Maybe Ryan Gosling will end up in the next Godzilla or something like that. Or, you know, if they had who was it? Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen. If one of the two of them were on there with like released between 2005 to 2015, that could have been a good one because they were in the 2014 Godzilla movie just before Age of Ultron came out. I forget what the exact term is called, but I love like when you see actors together, like two principal actors together in like a different movie, and then like their obvious like big movie comes out later on, like in this case Godzilla 2014 versus Age of Ultron, later on in 2015, you know, and like both Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron Taylor Johnson play opposite of each other. Interesting stuff. Interesting how our funny little industry works. Either way. Alright, so which direction do we need to go in now? Godzilla, and how was dinner, by the way? Which direction do we need to really move in now? Godzilla 2014 greater than Age of Ultron? Facts. Facts, homie. I ate food. Nice. Mission accomplished. That's what's important at the end of the day. Ultimately with dinner is that you ate. He ate. Yo, he ate with that shit, bro. Yo, we freaking ate. Godzilla, while you were gone, thoughts on Rylanor? Thoughts? Oh, you know what? This one doesn't really stick in my beard very well. Thoughts on Rylanor? Wait, sorry, give me 1 second. iTunes, for some reason, wants me to put my... Why do you want me to put my... Sorry, give me 1 second here. Okay. Y'all can still hear music, right? Oh yeah, I see it's playing now. Okay, perfect. Alright, sorry about that. Brief little technical difficulty there. Rylanor, by Rylanor, do you mean like the Dreadnought Rylanor? Like the what fucking Legion was he? Fucking we talking like Warhammer, like Emperor's Children Rylanor, or are we talking different Rylanor, Godzilla Node? That Rylanor. Let's see. From what I recall, I don't know much about him like lore-wise, but I like his Dreadnought armor. I mean, look, he's Emperor's Children, so he's dripped out, right? I think honestly, like, an intimidating. Like, I probably would never touch it, but like, it looks like it would be kind of like a, for someone who knows better what they're doing, like a pretty fun model to paint. Why? Are you thinking about picking that up for yourself? Or like doing like a Dreadnought conversion into Rylanor? Because I don't know if he has like a kit available. Because I've only seen like kit bashes of him, really, and like images from like the Warhammer wiki and stuff in terms of like what he should look like. He blew up Demon Fulgrim with oh yeah, he blew up the Demon on Fulgrim with a virus bomb. Oh right. Oh, that's that guy. Okay. I see. I knew about Rylanor, and I knew about the dude with the virus bomb, like kind of separate in my mind. I did not reunite the two into the same concept of being the same dude. My lore knowledge, I'm not gonna lie, is very rusty. Been working on that though, slowly but surely, as I chip away at the Horus Heresy books. You know. But yeah, why do you ask? He is a Chad. I agree. I mean, yeah, he blew up the demon with the virus bomb. That's a pretty Chad move. Not gonna lie. Whew. All right. We are locked in now. We are locked the fuck in now for this project. I feel it. I've reached that point mentally where I'm like, oh yeah, this is actually going somewhere now. Like I can sense this going somewhere, and that's like a good thing, you know? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, the guides were not kidding when they said that this was going to take a lot of back and forth with your glazing, but I think we made a great leap forward here with our Celestine tonight, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. See, glazing's I'm not gonna lie, glazing it is extreme. It was extremely intimidating for me at first, but now that I see like how easy it is to sort of like adjust like your colors and like go back and like, you know, basically undo mistakes by just adding more layers, like in that one respect, this is actually like more forgiving than like, you know, using like a traditional layering method. Really, that's what it is. Yeah, I for one appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really excited about the progress we've made here tonight. This is definitely starting to come together. Come together right now. You and me. Got any more paint here in a little bit. Let's see. Where was that other edge I literally just spotted that I said I wanted to really take care of? Oh, right, I wanted to do it on the breastplate. That's where I wanted to go next. Yeah. Okay. Lego Batman greater than the Dark Knight trilogy. Do I agree? Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I'd take that. I'd accept that. I would accept that. Honestly, I really like the portrayal of Batman in the Lego Batman movies, and I guess across all the Lego movies. Wait, your stream was behind? How far behind was your stream, Flacco? Sorry about that. Is your internet all right? Or did you like pause or something? Lego Batman was such a goated movie. I agree. My favorite, I forget like the exact context of the scene. 'Cause it's been ages since I last saw it. You accidentally paused. Ah, I see. Gotcha. Well, welcome back. This scene, I think it's like a montage where he's like down in like the Batcave, like microwaving like a lobster for dinner or whatever. That shit, like leftover lobster for dinner. That shit was like the single most. That was such a great character moment for him. And I'm like, bro, that's some of the best characterization I've ever seen for Batman since like the one OG animated series. Like that, like I said, I don't remember like the plot. I don't remember the plot of that movie very well at all. But I remember that one exact moment like clear as day. I just find it so charming, so endearing too, and hilarious. Endearingly hilarious. Yes, that is what I mean. Yeah, that movie had a whole hell of a lot of charm and style. I love it when a movie just has like style and attitude and just like really does what's best for it instead of like what's best for the audience, you know? In terms of like, you know, story decisions, stuff like that. Like, kudos to the writers on that front, you know? That's what I'd have to say to that. Yes, we've got many a layer now. Many a glazed layer. Yes. Disable mines, yes. Or, sorry. Remembering some old ass Destiny quotes out of nowhere. Destiny the video game. As I sit here painting. Crazy to think the first time I played that game was like 9 years ago, bro. I was literally a freshman in high school when me and my friends first like installed Destiny. Shit. That was a long ass time ago. That was a really long ass time ago now. Got a little bit of either a paint brush here or my eyelash. Yeah, that's definitely my eyelash got on the model. Hold on. So we can do to remove that. I hate when shit gets on my models like this. Let's see. All right, we got it. Cool. Cool. Moving on. Kind of undid the paint I just applied there. That's okay. We can fix that back up real quick. Just touch that up. There we go. We need more paint on the palette now. All right. Whew. Wrong color. Something's in my eye. Go. Okay. Okay. There we go. Yeah, those edges are getting really soft now. Whatever threshold we had to cross in order to actually start seeing like the glazing layers take the intended effect, we've definitely at the very least begun to approach said threshold, which is fantastic. So like I said before, now I feel like we're actually going somewhere with all this, which is of course a nice feeling to have. That feeling of understanding. Yes. Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, that's starting to look really good. Oh, that's starting to look amazing, actually. go back and cover the fleur-de-lis right here. Almost kind of neglected that one right there. Where am I going? This pool of paint right here. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Sorry, I just felt the need to go back and touch up some of our khaki parts real quick. Just noticed somewhat lack of coverage in some of the parts. So I wanted to just correct that real quick. Yeah. This is really starting to look like something. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I think I want to go back into the Bestigor for some more glazing. This paint is chalky as shit. Holy hell, it's taking me like 4 brush loads. It's taking me like 4 brush loads to thin this down to a glaze consistency. Goddamn. Okay, but I think we got it right there though. Yeah. Just to see. I got some extra water on the ferrule right here we want to get rid of so it doesn't drip down onto where the paint is. Okay, let's have that bloom out. Okay, let's try this. That is just about where we want it. It's like barely visible, but it's like right there on the top part of my fingernail. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. go. Okay. Yeah. In the 10th edition NIDS Codex, an Inquisitor states that there might be more hive fleets than worlds. Oh dear God, that is terrifying. That is a terrifying thought. I remember I once saw some really great artwork on Reddit of like this, not even like a hive fleet, it was more like a collection of hive fleets kind of engulfing the galaxy at large. It was like, you know, that classic galaxy map that everyone's like used to seeing, but it had like an artist's rendering of like a Tyranid hive fleet coming in from like the outside and just utterly wrecking shit. I wish I could find it again, but I definitely did not bookmark that post. I should have though. It was like 7 months ago or something like that. Then it's implied that he offed himself. Damn. He said he learned the truth and he did not like it. He said, fuck this. I'm done. Yikers. Such are the horrors of the galaxy after all. Gosh. That Inquisitor would hate living in New York City. That Inquisitor would hate living in New York City. High Fleet Manhattan, more like. Jesus Christ. I'm ready for the cold weather because I love cold weather, but I'm not ready for what the cold weather would motivate some of the critters around here to do. Like retreat into homes that are not theirs. Yeah, remember the roach that attacked me all live in 4K right here on stream? Yeah, I remember that. Oh boy, do I remember that. That was certainly a time to be alive. That was certainly a time to be alive. Yeah, almost beat me. Almost beat me. Keyword almost. Yep. So true. So true. But it had access to something that, or I had access to something that it did not have access to, which was chemical weaponry. Let's do the wings. Yeah, this could definitely use some more Scrag Brown glaze. So let's grab some of that. Check the consistency. We'll just blend these out. Bit of a thicker glaze here because there's some not too savory looking edges I want to be a little bit more brutal about removing. He had a 5-up save, so he was at a disadvantage, truth, but that roach also has devastating wounds that help balance it out. Yeah, devastating is right. Devastating is absolutely right. Whew. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. Roaches have a psychic attack for sure. Yeah, big time. Big time. It's like a beam of terror they can just shoot directly into your brain. Instantly petrify you. You know? They have paroxysm. Yeah, that's what it is. Activates every nerve in your body to cripple you. Yeah. Having all your neurons fire like all at once. Which sounds utterly terrifying, and honestly, that is basically what it feels like to have a roach jump out at you out of frickin' nowhere in your own bedroom, man. It do be like that more than some of the times. I like neuroparasite though. What's neuroparasite? I think I can infer what that means. It makes your brain go a little teeth and claws into your skull. Oh! Delightful! Delightful. That's, how nice. Shit, man. Okay. to unite these two. It used to be two halves. Two different reflections. Gonna have to bring them together. There's a dog barking outside. I wonder what the dog requires. It feels the need to bark for attention, so... Imagine being that guardsman watching their commissar's brain crawl out of their skull and start scuttling towards... Oh, God. I'd be like, man, I should have resigned. Not that you ever resign. The guard is a lifetime commitment, of course. Of course, that lifetime is also not very long, usually shortly thereafter, but, you know, being in the guard, that's a lifetime commitment. Once a guardsman, always a guardsman. Here we go. I'm sorry, 10:05. Okay, we're almost to the end here. We have reached a really nice spot with this, though. Y'all, look at that. She is already looking pretty bright and radiant. And we still have many more layers of glazing to go with other colors that we haven't quite gotten to yet, but yeah. We are getting there, though. We are, in fact, getting there. Yeah, it's looking good so far. Good news is when we get to the Gemini Superior, we are not going to, those are not going to take super duper long, because we are just going to speed paint those. Uh-oh, oh, turn my monitoring volume way up there by accident. Alright. I am debating. I am thinking. What I want to do now is add a few more Bestigor highlights. Starting to build the Norn cut. Nice. Are you doing the emissary or the assimilator build? Painting Marines is boring. Real. Emissary, nice. Okay, cool. It's tankier? Ah, okay. Understood. Oh, wait, actually, let me see. I'm gonna pull up, I'm curious now. I'm gonna pull up its, because Wahapedia is actually back up and running now for 10th edition. So let me pull up. Let me pull up the Norn Emissary, because right now I know all they have is the Space Marines and Tyranids. So let's see. Well, oh yeah, they have a notice on their website. It says 10th edition is out now next week, coming first of the vote winners. Chaos Space Marines first, then Orcs. Okay. Then Necrons, then Blood Angels, and Adeptus Mechanicus. Nice. Okay, let's see. Tyranids, data sheets, Norn Emissary. Norn Emissary is... Oh, okay, it's not a character. Or is it? Hold on. Do they have it on here? It looks like they don't have... And costs less points, that's always good. Always good to have a more points efficient unit. That is also tankier. That's a great trade-off right there. It does not appear as though the Norn emissary is on Wahapedia yet. But that's okay, because we can find its datasheet. Norn emissary datasheet. Let me just Google that real quick. Here we go. Let's see. Jesus, really? Wait, hold on. 10 inches of movement, toughness 11, 16 wound. God. Sisters wish they had something this tanky. My goodness. 2 up save, 4 up invuln. Objective control of 5. Dang. That's pretty good. That's really nice. Maybe one day sisters will get something that can handle that, but today is not that day. That would wipe the floor. That single unit alone could like take out like 6 individual sisters infantry units, and probably take a castigator down with it too, if I'm being for real, for real. Okay, more water. Go. Grab the wings here too. we go. Oh, and before I forget too, because I decided this skull is actually going to be a bone color, so I'm actually going to make this. I'm actually going to base coat this with my German camo beige too. Go. Figured I should do this now before I go any further with the NMM on the Halo. Just cause don't want to accidentally nick that with some bone color later on. There we go. And we'll paint all the metal parts sticking out of the skull. We'll do those like in black, then gray, or something like that later on. There we go. Dry off our brush here all the way. And we go back into our scrag brown at this point. Let's get these transitions out even further. Hey, Nikki, welcome in. Good to see you, Chief. How you doing? How was the? Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that. How was the parents' night? Sorry, I didn't respond. I saw your message, but I was already live by the time I read it, so I couldn't text you back. But here's where we're at. Give you a better view of Celestine. We're about a couple minutes out from finishing for the night, but this is where we're at right now. I showed off, by the way. I showed, thank you, man. I appreciate that. We were talking about your Celestine earlier because I saw your story earlier today, and so I showed everybody your chrome non-metallic metal, and we were all just like, ah, dang. Shit looks so dope. I cannot imagine the amount of layers that is going to take to blend down. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize that the way to paint chrome was by using like blues and whites in that way. That I found that very interesting because it makes so much sense. It's coming along. It's going to take forever. Yeah, it's going to take forever, but it's going to be worth it in the end though, for sure. Just like this one. Just like this one. Yeah, Ultraloid was a big fan of it, especially, Yeah, we all were, of course. I mean, it's whatever color you want. I'm just imagining a blue sky with a brown base. Ah, yes. Nice. You can just imagine, like, her, like, flying through the sky, blinding every single bird within range with her shiny-ass chrome armor. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Alright. I think that's gonna do it for the Scrag Brown and Bestigor Flesh steps. Very nice. Before we end stream tonight, I just want to very quickly start a little bit of the Doom Bull Brown phase just to get a feel for it and what we're gonna have in store for us here going forward, because, and I'm sure I'm gonna do probably more refining of the like Bestigor Flesh highlights off stream, because I'm definitely gonna be looking at this model over the next couple of days and thinking to myself, I could probably refine that a little bit better, and then sit down and do it for a little bit. But I'm definitely trying to prevent myself from going like, usually when I work on like anything artistic, I have to stop myself from going past the point of, like past the point where I probably should have let it be, you know? And just sort of let it be. Not trying to overcorrect, do too much. Ooh, I haven't used this Doom Bull Brown in a hot minute, and it shows because I had to mix that up pretty darn good there. Alright, Doom Bull Brown. I have not used this yet, but this is also going to... I've not used this for this model yet, I mean. This is actually one of my favorite colors to use. I like to use this for, like, base coating leather items, or highlighting leather items. This plus some black is a good base coat for leather. This Doom Bull Brown. Pull it to the screen. I love this color. It's one of my favorite paints. Love this reddish brown. This is the color that once we start adding it all over the armor, this is what's gonna pull it into like a much redder, darker shade that's gonna make it look a lot more like copper. If I were to if I were to have done non-metallic metal in a bit more of a traditional way, this is probably the color one would consider to be like the base coat. Yeah. Let's get some of that down on the palette. Alright, that should be enough for now, because we're not going to do too much with this color tonight. Alright. Alright. And now, start getting some water in there. Ooh, that's looking pretty glazy. Glazy Guardian. I am the Glazing Guardian. That's pretty good. Ooh, that's such a nice vivid brownish red. Alright. Let's give this a shot, shall we? Just a tiny little bit here and there. Oh yeah. That's the consistency right there for sure that we're gonna want. Mm-hmm. Made a little bit of an oopsie right there, that's okay. We'll be able to go back and fix that eventually. Yeah, it's very faint now, but I'm starting to see the vision even more clearly now with this layer in particular. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful right there. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oopsie there, but that's okay. I know I said I was only going to do one area, but actually, I feel like I'm kind of low-key hitting my stride with this step, so I'm just going to do a little bit everywhere just so I can get a nice view of it. So I don't know, I'm just gonna, yeah, there we go. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is really starting to look like copper now. I knew the Dune Bull Brown was going to be the key. It's the first question I asked myself when I first decided to do this was, why isn't Dune Bull Brown the base coat? Why is it Scrag Brown instead? And then the more I learned about the process, the more everything started to sort of make sense to me. I was like, oh, okay, I get it, I'm picking up what they're throwing down, more or less. But alright, this is where we're gonna leave Celestine for the night, y'all. I think that's not too shabby right there. So GG's. That's gonna be brushes down for the night. Alright. Good stuff. Whew. Alright, well, that will do it for this week's stream. Thank y'all so much for joining me yet again. I really enjoyed hanging out with y'all, as always. I think between this stream and next week's stream, I'm going to be doing a little bit of offline work just to continue doing some refining, just a little bit more refining, just to set us up really nicely for the next stream, because now we're starting to move along with this project, which is very exciting. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream before you go, guys, because that of course really helps out the channel a lot, and I appreciate that in advance. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe if you are someone who is new here, and hit that notification bell. That way you know exactly when I go live every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here at youtube.com/ChimeraGames. You want to follow me on my social media? All those can be found in the description below. And until I see y'all again, take care and have an excellent weekend, everybody. Bye.